You better grow your grass seed. Grow! Just hurry up and grow! Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. Alrighty, so today we're going to be talking about seeding your lawn, and I have done this so many times, probably way too many times. I think about 3 times I've redone my whole lawn. So I do know what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you a couple of tips of how to get a really nice strike on your germination. First thing to think about is your grass type. So if you've got cool season grass, Kentucky bluegrass, ryegrass, tall fescue, bent grass, anything like that grows better in the cool weather, you want to get something that matches that. So obviously you want to get something that's uniform. So if you've got tall fescue, you get tall fescue. You can get different varieties so you're more resistant to disease. Now if you're going to get warm season grass, so buffalo, which is St. Augustine, cooch, which is Bermuda, zoysia, and all those other sort of warm season grasses, Kikuyu as well, that go dormant in the winter. If you've got temperatures that drop below freezing, try to get something like that as well if you're going to seed. Now some grass types don't actually produce a seed type, unfortunately, like buffalo and St. Augustine. Now if you're going to be seeding cool season grass, try to do it in the autumn, and if you're doing warm season grass, try doing it in the mid-spring to early summer, depending on your soil temperatures. Now your best soil temperature is going to be between 10 to 20 degrees Celsius. I'll put the amount for Fahrenheit just there, which is going to be different to your air temperature. So your air temperature is going to be around about 15 to 24 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit just there. So you really want to start seeding your cool season grass when your temperatures start getting around this. If you do it any earlier or any later, you have risk of your actual seed not germinating or just getting a really poor result. So make sure in between that little window just there. Now for our warm season grass, we obviously want to have a bit warmer temperatures, so that's why I said mid-spring to summer. It really depends on where you live though, if that's going to work for you. You might live in a really cool climate, it might have to be in the middle of summer for you to start germinating warm season grass. So your best temperatures for warm season grass can be between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit there, and your best air temperature is going to be anything above 26 degrees Celsius. It really likes the heat for it to germinate, so try and do it middle of spring through the start of summer. Probably not middle of summer because you risk obviously burning it and your grass is just going to dry out real quickly. Now if you want to actually check your soil temperature, you can get little gauges that actually check it, like a little thermometer to stick in the ground. Otherwise, as I said, just check the air temperatures and you'll easily be able to find when you need to get your seed to germinate. Now if you're starting your lawn all over again, first thing you want to do is obviously scalp your lawn down to the lowest setting on your mower. The reason we do this is so that we've got a low enough profile on the grass that the grass can actually, that's new grass, can actually pop through the top without being covered by the old grass. Next thing I like to do is actually give the lawn an aerate with a corer. So do that after you've scalped the mower down, give it an aerate. Next thing you want to do is then get half the recommended amount of your seed and broadcast that out across the whole area. If you're doing the whole yard, split your seed in half and put it across the whole yard. If you're only doing a certain area, chuck half the seed you need for that area in. Next thing you want to do is then chuck your topsoil over top. So normally if you're doing a top dress as well, I normally recommend about 10 mil of topsoil over top. So you've got enough room for the grass seed to pop through that easily, and also your old grass blades to pop through that as well if you're top dressing over the previous lawn. 10 mil is great too because it's a nice soil bed for the seed to germinate in and to actually get its roots established, and then it can drop down into the soil below. Try to match your soil with your previous soil if you can. If not, get a real nice clay loam if you've got clay soil, and then a sandy loam obviously if you've got sandy soil. Otherwise you get nice top dressing mixes down at a place like A&L. If you're in Australia, I like to get a nice one of those black mulches because it keeps the seed nice and warm as well, because it heats up the black stuff a bit quicker, and it's got a nice bit of nitrogen in that stuff too. I get some stuff called nitro top dress. Once you've top dressed, then you want to put the remainder of your seed over top of that, then rake it in with a hand rake so you actually cover over the seed and it's not showing directly in the sun or to the air. And then you want to chuck down your fertiliser on top of that. So normally something with some high nitrogen in it, a bit of urea to give it a real big kick to start out. Once you've got your seed, your fertiliser and your soil down, now roll it in with a little water roller or a lawn roller, whatever you can find, just to squish those seeds down and get some nice seed to soil contact, and so you don't get heaps of wash away when you get some rain or you're constantly watering it. Yeah, give it a nice roll. Now for our last step, which is our most important step, crap, is watering and watering your flippin' seed. Oh crap! That was a bit dumb. This is the most important step and the step that people really struggle with. People don't really understand how much you actually have to water your seed in once you've planted it and getting it ready to get established. So what I normally like to do is keep the seed wet all day long, so you don't want to let it dry out at all. But you don't also want the lawn flooding, so you can't just give it a big water in the morning and expect it to stay wet the whole day long, because you obviously get pools everywhere which seed just floats around, and obviously it's not going to be touching soil, so it's not going to germinate. So you just want to give it a real light misting 3 to 4 times a day. I used to water it when I did it about 8:30 in the morning, then water it again about 12 o'clock, then water it again about 3:30 in the afternoon, and then around 5:30 after that. And it normally goes to the night once you do that 5:30 water. Now it depends on your sprinklers and how much water they chuck out. I used to put them on for 15 minutes per station on my sprinkler system. If you've got an impact sprinkler, they tend to chuck out a bit more water, so you can get away with 7 to 10 minutes per section that you're doing. It really just depends on how much water your sprinkler is chucking out. But just remember, you need to be watering it 4 times a day up to a month or 35 days. It really depends on what sort of grass type you've got as well. If you've got something like Kentucky bluegrass that germinates in 21 days, you might need to extend that to 40 to 45 days. It really depends on your grass type. Look into how long it takes your grass type to germinate, for how long you need to be watering it for, and then you can start to slow it down and give it 1.5 inches per week, maybe a little bit more. You sort of need to watch your grass seed and see what it needs at what certain time. So if you're getting towards summer, obviously you're going to need to give it more water because its roots aren't as deep, so it's going to actually struggle a bit more in those warmer temperatures. If you're getting towards winter, obviously your soil's going to stay wet for longer, so you can drop your water back a little bit as well. So it depends on the time of year, how hot it is, how cold it is, to how much water you need to be chucking out on your actual lawn. Don't be one of those blokes that just chucks a little bit of water and goes, "Nah mate, she'll be right, she's all good, I'll just chuck a little bit of water out and she'll grow eventually." Don't do that. And don't also be one of those guys that just goes, "Oh, she needs some water bro, I'll just keep chucking water on continuously and it'll eventually get great." But no, you gotta actually look and make sure you're getting the right amount of water in there. Be one of those guys that continuously goes out and checks it and looks at it and make sure it's not pooling and it's constantly wet though, but it's not constantly soggy as well, so you start to get diseases in there as well. It's really, that's why a lot of people struggle with seeding their lawn, is because it's actually quite complicated when it comes down to the watering. Oh, that's bright. Just for those guys that can see my lawn in the background looks dodgy, it's because it's still winter here and we're getting frostburn. So yeah, it's going to come good come spring. I'm so keen. Now a lot of people ask, when can you actually mow your grass for the first time once you've seeded your new lawn? Normally 6 weeks, or when your grass gets above 3 inches normally. That's probably the best time you're going to be looking at mowing your new seed. I've also written a short article on my website if you want to go there as well. I'll put that in the link below. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you like my videos, and you have a good week.